Hey, I'm Tiffany Light, and I'm going to talk to you about a lady that means a lot to me. So, as stated from their website, it says, when no grand design are planned by its founder and executive director, Dina Little, Storybook has written and continues to write itself. My freshman year of Auburn, I was encouraged by all my advisors to go out, explore new places, volunteer, and just get involved. So the first one was easy. My roommate and I jumped in our car. We ran around town and we found new places to eat and places to hang out. And then as time went on, it was like second semester had crept up on us and I hadn't done any volunteer work. So I was talking to a friend one day in class and she said, "Why don't you come volunteer with me at Storybook Farms? I know you were talking about needing some volunteer hours." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that place before. What is it about?" And she said, "Well, it's a non-profit organization for kids with disabilities to find hope on horseback." I'd heard several people talk about it before, and so I was like, "Okay, I'll come with you next time and we can get involved." So I contacted Dina immediately and told her I wanted to come out and experience this place that everyone had talked about. And it wasn't until the first time that I volunteered there that I knew what everyone was raving about. So Dina Little is the founder that started this organization. It's a non-profit ministry where children faced with cognitive, social, physical, and emotional challenges and can celebrate their life. She told us that first day that we were there that she hated public speaking. And as time went on, she just practiced and she got in front of these kids and it gave her the hope, and now that she loves it. She said, "But I have to tell you really how the storybook all began before you can appreciate it just as much as I do." So that first visit, she starts telling us all about Storybook and that it began almost 30 years ago when Dina jumped on her friend's Shetland pony, Polk. The horse is no all-star horse. It was just a little pony that taught her many good virtues such as determination, compassion, and love. So as she continued on, she got hooked on riding horses, and she actually started competitive showing when she was in college and did really well with that. And she was a successful hunter jumper throughout college. She said throughout these competitions, it taught her the basis of which she built Storybook, which was that even through the toughest times in life, she had a constant relationship with her horses and responsibility for their well-being that could change a heart into something so much more. In 2000, she took the big step of selling her home in Atlanta and moving to small town Auburn, Alabama, and opening up a horse farm. There, she decided to name the farm Storybook Farms. It began with 3 horses named after the famous Tom Sawyer, Willy Wonka, and Huck Finn. She was reading a magazine one day, The Practical Horseman, and she saw an article of a woman in Virginia who had a horse therapy farm for kids with all kinds of disabilities, terminal illnesses, and emotional problems due to grief. It hit a place in Dina's heart, and she reached out to the lady immediately, and she was like, "Tell me how I can do this in my little small town of Auburn, Alabama, so that I can change lives too." Auburn University, having one of the best veterinary schools in the country, she decided to partner with them and get with the students there and get them involved. And so she had help for the horses, and then she also had volunteers to get this thing started. She opened Storybook with 6 stalls, 3 horses, 3 riders, and 10 volunteers. As more and more people heard about this awesome program, they were calling her, asking her, does my kid qualify for this with all their cognitive abilities? And of course, she never turned anyone down. As Storybook grew, she moved the farm to Opelika, Alabama, where it had a 12-stall barn and much more room to grow. Storybook has received many honorable awards over the years. More than 800 children from Alabama and Georgia attend Storybook Farms each year. One of the volunteers there told us, he said, "You will never know how much God is in this place until you step foot in here." And he couldn't have been more right. The first time I was there, I had cold chills, and it was just the most warm, happy feeling I've ever experienced. I look up to Dina so much for taking her time and courage to step out and create this amazing organization and just changing so many children's lives. I hope as I go forward in my life that I can be a lot like Dina. I want to in the future work with kids with disabilities, and she is definitely my role model.